iwájú la mọ̀ wá sí ní gbogbo àgbáyé ọmọ Odùduwà kí ló wá dé o. ọmọ aláṣọ tó wá wà nísà ọmọ ẹlẹ́nu tó tún wá ń jẹ ẹ̀wọ̀n ọmọ onílé tó ń sùn tàbí ẹ̀rù àsìkò tí tó a ò fẹ́ mọ́ ẹjẹ́ lọ́rọ̀ kan lẹ́nu káṣọ ń gbogbo papọ̀ ká má ṣe ra wa lọ́mọ ìyá Haúsá. ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá òmìnira Yorùbá ọwọ́ èmi àti Ẹ̀ṣà ló wà. ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá òmìnira Yorùbá ló jẹ́ wá lógún àsìkò tí tó. ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá òmìnira Yorùbá ló jẹ́ wá lógún àsìkò tí tó. àìpọ̀ ọmọ ejò ló jẹ́ ejò níyà ló ń fi ikú pa wọ́n òye o. tọ́ka bá ṣe iwájú o tèrè tẹ̀lé ti para mọ́lẹ̀ tó tún bá tẹ̀lé. ọlọ́dẹ náà dá tá a dojú kọ wọ́n ẹ̀tẹ́ ló máa bá bọ̀. tọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ bá tẹ̀ lọ́mọ Ògùn tọmọ Oǹdó bá tẹ̀ lọ́mọ Èkìtì tọmọ Kogi àtọmọ Kwara tán bá fún ṣọ̀kan wọn gbogbo má dẹ̀rọ̀. gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ ta ní pátá tó jẹ́gbẹ́ Yorùbá ti bá ní máa dàgọ́ ilé aṣù. ilé àwọn tó dàpọ̀ gan tó jọ̀bọ̀ Odùduwà torí oríṣiríṣi ẹgbẹ́ ó wà. òmìnira ló yẹ wá kó dẹ̀ máa tẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ tá bá ṣe ra wa lóṣooṣù ọwọ́. ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá òmìnira Yorùbá ló jẹ́ wá lógún òwe. ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá òmìnira Yorùbá ló jẹ́ wá lógún àsìkò. Ṣàníjì lórúkọ tèmi ṣòfin Yorùbá òmìnira Yorùbá ló jẹ́ wá lógún àsìkò tí tó. ọmọ Odùduwà
ẹ ti bọ́ sójú ẹ̀. Omoboriowo Media ìkànnì tó kún fọ́pọ́ pẹ̀lú òye. Omoboriowo Media àròjinlẹ̀ ìkànnì. Omoboriowo Media tó ń ti gbáǹkọ́gbì ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń ta ní jí. Omoboriowo Media fáwọn ètò àgbọ́fikọ́gbọ́n. Omoboriowo Media ètò ọrọ̀ ajé. Omoboriowo Media àṣà àti ìṣe Yorùbá pọ́npẹ́lẹ́. Omoboriowo Media orin ilẹ̀ wa. Omoboriowo Media eré ìgbàlódé. Omoboriowo Media iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀. Omoboriowo Media ètò ọ̀gbìn. Omoboriowo Media àti eré ayò. Omoboriowo Media bó sì lálẹ́. Omoboriowo Media bó jẹ́ lọ́sàn-án. Omoboriowo Media ìyálẹ̀ta tàbí nídàjí. Omoboriowo Media àti ọmọdé àti àgbà tó bá ti jòyè. gbogbo oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ àti akọ̀wé, ọmọ ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ àti ọmọ ilé-ìwé tó fẹ́ mọ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ káàkiri àgbáńlá ayé. ẹ máa wo Omoboriowo Media. Omoboriowo Media. Omoboriowo Media. ẹ máa wò ó, 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 ẹ máa wo Omoboriowo Media. fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé síwájú sí i tàbí tẹ́ ẹ bá ní nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ ká bá yín polówó, ẹ lè kàn sí wa látòrí +971 503 430 843 tàbí +234 803 438 5089. Omoboriowo Media ìkànnì tó dúró tán fáṣeyọrí ọmọ Yorùbá pátápátá.
Ìṣọ̀kan tó òmìnira ìkẹjẹ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ òpó adúláwọ̀.
Ẹ̀yin wa, ẹ tún káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò wa fún tòní, the reason for the Yoruba exit. Now today we will discuss about another episode. The topic of today is we Yoruba have suffered abundantly in independent Nigeria. Yẹn ni pé ìyà ti jẹ ìran Yorùbá á ti jìyà lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ lórí wípé à ń gba independent àwa díẹ̀ kan lára orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà yìí á ti jẹ ìyà lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìyà òun náà ni a tún sì ń jẹ ń sìn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà. A tún sì ń jẹ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ pamọ́ ètè ìyà yìí, a tún sì ń jẹ lọ. Ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí, òun náà ni ọ̀nà àbáyọ òun ló wà fún. Òun náà ni kí ni o? Òun ni ọ̀nà àbáyọ òun ló wà fún. Màá tún sáré kà á nínú ìwé wa tí ó wà lọ́wọ́ wa, ìyẹn tí a mọ̀ sí Professor Magistoye ni wọ́n kọ ìwé yìí. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá nílò kọ́pì ìwé yìí, ẹ lè kàn sí wa, á send kọ́pì ìwé yìí, á send ẹ̀ sí tí ẹ̀yin náà yóò sì rí ní tó wà ń bẹ̀ wípé lótìtọ́ àti lódodo òun náà ni ìwé yìí ló wúlò fún gbogbo ọmọ kóòtù òjíire. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni kí ẹ bá wa share ètò yìí kí ó lè kárílé kódàkó. Path to prosperity in our orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Path to prosperity in our orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá by Professor Banji Akintoye. I'm going to chapter 2 tó sọ wípé we Yorùbá have suffered abundantly in independent Nigeria. We have decided to exit Nigeria. Now we have decided to exit Nigeria. We have decided, ìyẹn ni a ti ṣetán o láti fi orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀. Àmọ́ ká tún fi sílẹ̀, à ń pariwo parí fi orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀. What exactly the reason why we wanted to leave that country? Why are we saying the only way to have peace of mind in Yoruba land is to leave Nigeria? Then I will go through what he said. Since the time Nigerians independent in 1960, látìgbà tí a ti gba independent wa láti 1960, our being part of Nigeria has been pulling us down. Dídarapọ̀ mórí Nàìjíríà yìí ó ti mú kíkíní o, ó ti mú ìfàsẹ́yìn bá gbogbo ọmọ kóòtù òjíire pátápátá. Nigerians former colonials overload. Àwọn tí wọ́n kó wa lẹ́rú wọ́n ti kíni o, wọ́n ru àjàgà ẹrù tí wọ́n wo. The British lead the Nigerian foundation of decline and the failure by manipulating everything. Àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ British yìí tí wọ́n sọ wípé àwọn fún wa ní independent yìí, kí ni wọ́n ṣe? Wọ́n kùnà láti rìn lọ́nà tó tọ́. Wọ́n manipulate gbogbo everything. Níṣe ni wọ́n ṣe àdàmọ̀dì. Kí ni wọ́n ṣe àdàmọ̀dì? Wọ́n ṣe àdàmọ̀dì constitution. Wọ́n ṣe àdàmọ̀dì tí a mọ̀ sí population census. Wọ́n ṣe àdàmọ̀dì tí a mọ̀ sí religious boundary. Wọ́n ṣe àdàmọ̀dì tí a mọ̀ sí election that we are running in Nigeria today. They cause a lot of problems. But the independent election tí wọ́n ṣe o, it is not a real that favor the Yoruba people. They did it in order to favor those Fulani who are far back in education than us. To establish a small Fulani nation, láti lè dá àwùjọ Fulani sílẹ̀, láti lè ṣe kí ni o, láti lè dá orílẹ̀-èdè Fulani kalẹ̀, òun náà ni tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wa lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ sí, in position of the unassailable domination over Nigeria. The Fulani are now The Fulani are not indigenous to Nigeria. Àwọn Fúlàní yìí wọn ò kí ṣe kí ni o, wọn ò kí ṣe ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Àwọn Fúlàní yìí wọ́n wá láti ìlú bòmíì ni. Àwọn Fúlàní yìí they are not part of indigenous of Yoruba. They are not part of indigenous of Hausa. They are not part of indigenous of Igbo. Níbo ni wọ́n ti wá o? They came from Utajenon ni wọ́n ti wá. Let us just continue and listen of Nigeria. Are the least educated people in Nigeria. Àwọn ni wọ́n mọ̀ kankan. They are the least educated people in Nigeria and are the mostly a monadic cattle herding. People live in the wide. Àwọn tó máa ń gbé nínú igbó pẹ̀lú nínú igbó tó bá le, nínú igbó kìjikìji pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹran tí wọ́n ń sìn, pẹ̀lú ẹranko tí wọ́n ń sìn. Ibẹ̀ òun náà nílé wọn. À ń sọ nípa history àwọn tí wọ́n á gbé ìjọba lọ́wọ́, òun náà nílé wọn. Unable to understand the nature of modern country. Wọn ò mọ tí ń jẹ́ modern country rárá. They don't even know what about the country is all about. They don't know anything about the education. Wọn mọ nǹkan kò yé wọn. Kò sí kankan tí wọ́n mọ̀ ju pé kí wọ́n da ẹran wọn lọ jẹ oko, kí wọ́n ò tán. That is only what they know. They don't even understand what is called a modern country. They embarked on making themselves a new colonial overload of Nigeria and thereby launching Nigeria into a cultural impunity. Wọ́n wá ríra wọn, àwọn náà wá ríra wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó yẹ pé àwọn náà padà wá rúlu wa bí àwọn colonial náà ṣe rú wa o. Wọ́n wá ríra wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó yẹ pé àwọn làwọn ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nigeria. Process manipulation, massive public corruption nípa kí ni o, àti wá ní tí a mọ̀ sí corruption tí wá pọ̀, ó pọ̀ lọ́tún, ó pọ̀ lósì, everywhere is corrupt in Nigeria. Àwọn nǹkan tí ò nẹ́tọ̀ọ́, àwọn nǹkan tí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n mọ̀ wá mọ́, àwọn nǹkan tí tá kìí ṣe olùpadà wá pọ̀ tó lọ jẹbẹrẹtẹ. And fear most economic deny the split of the Nigerian great wealth of nature and the human resources. And though Nigerian become and though Nigerian okay, it might be no calling to what to come. And though source of Nigeria, and though Nigeria became one of the world's largest producer and exporter of petrol from about 1970. Nigerian economy has been declining relentlessly by 2018. An international agency classified Nigeria as the home of the most and the world extreme poverty. At the what? Jẹ́ kí n padà síbẹ̀ yẹn. Ó dẹ̀ pé mo ti miss àwọn word kan ní àárín yẹn. Okay, yes. About 1970, the economic has been there. Yes. By the 2018, the international agency classified Nigerian as the home and the most of the world extremely poverty. Today, in 2024, leading person in the management of the Nigerian, former governor of the Nigeria Central Bank, serving minister, and the Nigerian Federation government, etc., are publicly admitting that the Nigerian economic has collapsed. Àwọn tí wọ́n ń rú wa gẹ́gẹ́ báyìí pé Nigeria economic has collapsed. Nígbà tó wá ti wá collapse nísìnyí, kí wá ní tán fẹ́ ṣe, kò sí nǹkan ni pé economic tó bá ti collapse, kí ni tó tún kù tíjọba fẹ́ ṣe lórí mọ́. The economic is completely collapsed and the Nigerian is going to our end unless we are deceiving ourselves. All over the country, the poverty is fearfully visible in this earlier month of 2014. Wọ́n á mọ̀ pé nígbà tó 2024, àwọn poverty yẹn fẹ́ jáde láwọn ìlú kọ̀ọ̀kan gbogbo ara rí, ṣùgbọ́n kí ni o, the most of the country, they are be able to manage that economic of their country. In the anonymous and the increasing number of the beggars in the street, in the large number of the businesses that have closed down and closed down, the length of the dilapidated Main Road, in the unemployment, in the total collapse of the Nigerian country, Nigerian currency, at everything collapsed in 2024, collapsed completely, even including Naira. The world exchange market in the perception of the 4-digit inflation, in the flight of hundreds of thousands of education youth to other countries. In the increasing number of the youth suicide, in the massive crowd of hungry protesters in all parts of the country, we Yoruba are deeply shocked and are sinking deeply and deeper into all this poverty. In addition, in 2015, the Fulani greatly embodiedly by their sources of domination Nigerian have embarked on an agenda aimed at conquering the subjection of all the non-Fulani people of Nigeria with the confidently avoided objective of turning all Nigeria into a Fulani homeland in our land. How come somebody who are not the indigenous of our country, we wanted to turn the whole Nigeria into a Fulani as his homeland? Kojo, dẹ̀ ní ṣẹlẹ̀ láíláí, we no go gree, láíláí, we no go gree. In the storm of the violence since 2015, hundreds and thousands of Nigeria have been killed. It is true, including as many as estimated 29,000 of our Yoruba people within 2015. 29,000 of Yoruba people have been recorded killed by the Fulani herdsmen. Yoruba farmers have been forced to abandon their farm together, and the agricultural economic of the Yoruba nation have been mostly totally destroyed, thereby fostering terrible food security on Yoruba people for years and years to come, since more and more of odious Fulani are still being brought from all over West Africa. The killings, the destruction of our farm and the village, and kidnapping of thousands of people, and extortion of a large amount of money from our people are all continue. We Yoruba people have been intensively devastated by all this deeply the sector of Nigeria, as Nigeria retrograded on all fronts. It dragged Yoruba land down with it. Moreover, particularly, policy and action aims against Yoruba further hurt Yoruba interests in the western region in the 1950. School and hospital that had been established by the state government, private agency, and individual Yoruba person, and that had been enjoy very important management by their founders, Yoruba Cocoa Export Management System. That is what we have been in olden days. Yoruba Cocoa Export Management System, Yoruba radio and television station, the proud in university that we are Yoruba people built in Ile-Ife, even the Yoruba Regional Sports Stadium. Most of the assets were then poorly managed or deliberately neglected and led to decline and praised. Even though our Yoruba region continued to command most of Nigerian crumbling economic, ever interfering poverty become the loss of the most Yoruba people. The most visible and the most painful part of this poverty was the devastating neglecting of Yoruba youth. Because of the destruction of the economy, countless thousands of Yoruba youth, most of the graduates of the university and college, plural, up year after year as unemployed. Help. Many of the youth managed to fly to other countries. Many tried to reach Europe by crossing the Sahara Desert. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa dára Sahara Desert làwọn ọmọ wa ni wọ́n ń gbà sí, and Mediterranean Sea, and some of these appraisals regular in the desert and the sea. some of the youth who are stuck in the Nigerian plug into crime, criminal, cult, drug abuse. The quality of the Yoruba political leadership rapidly crashed too. Among crash, no one, as many Yoruba leaders were sucked into the intensive and domestically governed election rigging. And the arrogance of all prevalent political corruption that are the character of Nigerian. Those are the character of Nigerian, because àwọn tó wà ń bẹ̀ ò fẹ́ kó dáa, wọn à dẹ̀ nígbà kó dáa, because tó bá dáa ayé máa rọ ẹrú tọmọ lọ́rùn. Àwọn ò dẹ̀ ní fẹ́ kó dáa káyé lè rọ tẹrú tọmọ lẹ́rùn. They are trying to manipulate everything. They are trying to be corrupt. They are trying to do everything possible to make sure that we didn't have our own way out. That is what they are doing. Eléyìí náà wá ní tó yẹ gbogbo apáta wà sọ pé ṣé lóòótọ́ orílẹ̀ tá wà yìí ṣó yẹ ká wà ń bẹ̀ lóòótọ́, ṣó yẹ ká dúró síbẹ̀, kí ni tá à ń ṣe ń bẹ̀, kí ni tá à ń wá gan bẹ̀ gan tá à kúrò, kí ni tá a fẹ́ gbà ń bẹ̀ níbi tí a ti nífọ̀kànbalẹ̀, níbi tí ò ti sí tẹ́lọ́rùn, níbi tí wọn àti fún wa ní ẹ̀tọ́ wa. Let me go to the final part of this before I stop this program. But the worst final came under the presidency of Fulani man Muhammad Buhari, president of Nigeria in 2015 until 2023. Under the President Buhari, the Fulani agenda over Nigerian matured fearlessly. It was advanced with too intensively and from two directions. The highest objective of the Fulani agenda is that the Fulani must conquer all the indigenous people of Nigeria, turn the indigenous homeland into one Fulani homeland, and enslave all the indigenous people. They enslave all the indigenous people. The success achieved by the agenda are already staggering. First, the Fulani have succeeded greatly in propagating a doctrine among the massive of uneducated and the poor Fulani people of all over the Africa. The doctrine that Allah has given all and the land of Nigeria. Allah have given. They said God has given all this land, Yoruba, to be our great father land, Usman Damfodio, to be Fulani nation that has never had an homeland, and that the Fulani are to possess it is all by conquest. Hundreds and thousands of Fulani from the most country of West Africa, influenced by this propaganda, have relocated to Nigeria to partake in the conquest and the violent possession of Nigeria. It is a phenomenal propaganda success. President Muhammadu Buhari direct aid this success. Now, I will just stop today and continue tomorrow. This is time we need to work together as family and to make sure that we fight this Fulani so that we can be able to have our own nation back. If we don't do that, if we don't work as one nation, if we don't work as a collective effort, if we don't work as a member together, definitely our heritage will be perished. Definitely our heritage, our language will be forgotten if we don't fight now. We should think about our unborn generation, what we will tell them if the Fulani have taken over all what we have. Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè yóò ràn lọ́wọ́. Ibi tí màá fi sọ̀tọ̀ ní sílẹ̀ màá kàn ra ṣe ní ṣókí lónìí tó bá dé lọ́la alágbára Ọlọ́run á tún tẹ̀síwájú torí pé ohun tó tá à ń tírìtì yìí agbọ́dọ̀ rí wípé a tírìtì ẹ̀ súnmọ́ káwọn èèyàn kí wọ́n lè understand ibi tí à ń lọ ni. Bàbá alágbára Ọlọ́run ilé ìta bá tún sọ lọ́la náà yóò tún wọ̀ wá ní ètò Elédùmarè yóò ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Ibi yìí ó náà ni a fi alábìtò ní ìrọ̀sí oníyanṣẹ́ lọ́bẹ̀ ṣe ẹ̀yìn tẹ́ bàbá jẹ́ náà ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ kú àbínú títí lọ́la táwọn pàdé èrè àti àánú yóò máa tó wá lẹ́yìn lágbára Ọlọ́run á sì fi ayọ̀ àti ìdùnnú á fi ríra wa lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ó dìgbà kan náà, ó dàárọ̀.
Nígbà wo lẹ́ fohùn ṣọ̀kan? Nígbà wo lẹ́ panupọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀? Nígbà wo ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni yóò jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ yóò wá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́? Yorùbá àtẹ̀yìn bàbá wọ̀nyí ẹ̀ ń sùn o ẹ̀sùn ẹ̀ ń ṣáàṣù o ẹ̀ń bí ẹ̀sùn dé ẹ̀ ń ja ohun pa ẹ̀fún hun ẹ̀ ń rún bẹ́ẹ̀ bá hun nígbà wo ni tẹ̀m̀bẹ̀lẹ̀kún ọ̀tẹ̀ kẹ́ni má ní ìjà ipò ìjà ìlú yóò dópin láàrin yín gan-an ogun tá ń bá yín jà ogun ẹ̀kúlé ń bá yín jà èyí fúnra yín tó ń wá ń kọjú ìjà síra yín ẹ ti rí ọmọ ṣe ẹ kó kú ọ̀dà náà yàrá